Jonathan Lemire, you've been following Joe Biden's problems. We've talked about his low approval ratings time and again. The numbers ticked up from 36 to 40, ticked up from 40 to 42. Yesterday, there was a CBS poll out, showed he was at 45%. A Gallup poll showed him at 44%. I do find it fascinating and kind of humorous in a sort of dorky political way for a nerd that follows politics too closely. That you still have Republicans talking about Joe Biden's historically low approval ratings. Well, his approval ratings are still historically low. If you take this poll, or if you take, for instance, the Gallup poll, and you go back 50 years, stay with me here, you go back a half century, Joe Biden's numbers are actually higher than all of his predecessors at this point, are the same, other than George H.W. Bush after the Gulf War and George W. Bush after 9/11. So let me just say that again. Obama had the same numbers. Everybody else in the Gallup poll going back 50 years have had lower approval ratings. Now, should they be happy at 45%? No, they shouldn't be happy at 45%. Do they have a lot of problems? Yeah, they got a lot of problems. I'm just saying, you look at everything that's happened, and you look at the extremism on the Republican side. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, look at all the great things that the Democrats are doing, and they're making their list. I think so much of this is just driven by the fact that Republicans, as I've been saying for 6 months now, are acting, a lot of Republicans are acting like insurrectionists, wackos, freaks, those Republicans that are now running in Pennsylvania, in Arizona, and other swing states. And when that happens, independents look around and go, well, what the hell do? I don't really like all of his policies. I don't like the wackos on the far left. But I sure as hell don't want to have to deal with these people that are making 10-year-old girls who are raped leave their state. I sure don't like old men in state legislatures across the South and even across Wisconsin telling women what they do with their health care, what health care choices they make. I sure as hell don't like the fact that Republicans in Michigan have put a woman in charge who says a 14-year-old girl being raped by her uncle is a perfect example of why we must give her no choice on her future. This is the Republican Party of 2022, the Republican Party after Uvalde, that, yes, there were, I think, 10 Republicans that stepped forward and took a modest but a badly needed step, and I salute them. But so many other extremists in the party
took pictures of themselves.
Still saying 18-year-old wackos should be able to go in on their 18th birthday and buy weapons of war, and that the hell with 90% of Americans who say we should have universal background checks. We're for the gun makers. We're not for the 90%. I mean, all of this extremism, the January 6th extremism, now the Mar-a-Lago extremism, it's all adding up. This doesn't happen in a vacuum.
Yeah, and we should note on this CBS poll, 45%, President Biden's highest mark there since February. And this is turning around what had been nearly a year-long slide. It was last August when the president's approval rating started to go south because of the Delta variant and the early tumultuous days of the Afghanistan withdrawal, and had been slow and difficult to get that reversed. But this has been the White House theory of the case all along. Senior aides have been saying this quietly for months. They felt like this was possible, that if they could get to the spring and summer with a burst of legislative success, which they have, and we've been ticking through it for weeks now, the number of victories, some bipartisan, some Democrats only, that they've been able to put up on the scoreboard, that would help. They'd also have Democrats coming home, that some of those more liberal, more progressives who have been disenchanted with some of the president's first 2 months, that as the election approached, they, of course, would rally around the party's standard bearer again. And the last piece is this extreme extremism of Republicans who seem so out of step with the rest of the country. And that's been put on full display this summer. You mentioned the mass shootings, of course. We also, of course, had the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. And we have Republicans in the dramatic minority, what they hold as their view compared to the rest of the country. And then the cherry on top is the fact that Donald Trump's in the headlines again and dominating the headlines with his behavior here, potentially criminal behavior with these classified information. But at minimum, it just reminds so many American voters just how tired they were of this guy, that by the end of 2020, they were so fatigued with Trump dominating their every single thought and being the only thing ever on television. And they just felt it was chaos and undemocratic, and they were done with it. So, look, inflation remains a pesky problem. Democrats will be the first to tell you that. They're not taking anything for granted, but they feel good about where Biden stands, and they feel good about where the party stands heading into the midterms.